All right, Monday morning here, get some fuel. Let's check the welder. Oh, change the oil by the end of the week probably. And looks like I got plenty of fuel. I got 2 cans in the truck, but I've been running it pretty hard. Uses more fuel that way, so I think I'm good. All right, got a Monday morning here. Sun's coming up real nice. Supposed to be a lot cooler this week. Looking forward to that. I'm gonna pick up work again on this frame over here, get it put together. I got it all laid out on Friday. It was way hotter on Friday than it was supposed to be, about 10 degrees hotter, I think. Not appreciated. So I'll get that put together, but I forgot to pull off these little packing knobs that were here, and if you look close, you can see the outline of them. Hopefully they dull up pretty quick here, but I remember talking about that last week, but I wanted to take them off. There's one more thing I wanted to point out here. You can see over here, I still got these to put on. There's a little black Sharpie X there. And if you look at this, the guys that put these on at the factory, they took the time to go ahead and mark those where the screw hole was. And that's clutch. I mean, it might be seen as a waste of time. And you know, like no win for the company, but the guys in the yard, the carpentry on these frames is fantastic. Everything's laying out super good. It's going together super square. There's not a lot to do with them once you assemble them, other than twisted wood. They've dealt with it with, you know, with a planer in spots, but it's all really good. And this kind of stuff, I know it might not get appreciated back at the plant, but I appreciate it, that's for sure. Try to save myself a couple steps here today with those plates. So we're twisted here, but we're not twisted here. That's good. So what I'm gonna do is I'll slip that up to it. Screw all that together, slip that up to it, bolt that up. Probably do the same thing down here because it's looking good as well. Do the same thing there, bolt that T up. And then from there, I can use the forklift and lift one side or the other to twist that in and bolt that up. And then once that's together, it's a good start on the rest of it. So we'll go like that. And any twist in the posts will chase out to the bottom. All right, I found another good carpenter work process thing from the plant here. Let me zoom in here. I don't know if it's gonna show up. There's a pencil line. They mark, you know, they assemble it and mark everything, where everything goes. So when you put it back together, you got screw holes and assembly screws to put it back together with. But you can see here, these lines aren't straight. They're curved, kind of like it's like there's wane on the piece. Well, this piece here is square. But the one I just put in on the other side was rounded. It was kind of like, you know, some wane, like it was basically the whole tree here is the post. And I'm like, well, that looks like that. And I went down here, and in my heat-addled state on Friday, my brain was burning. I got these wrong. So good on them for doing that, because it saved me a little time. Thanks, guys. Okay, I just shut the time lapse off. I got these 3 connections to bolt up. That one's really twisted. I'll try to do a close up on it. I may be able to get this one and this one here, this one and this one in, and then I may have to get a little funky with that one, but this will probably take me up to coffee breaker close enough, and then I'll fight that one. If I can get it in, I'll give it a try first, but I kind of doubt it's gonna go together. Okay, I don't know if you can see down there to the other end. There's a bow in it, a crown in it going that way, because I'm sucking it together with the come along. But if you look down at the far end, you can see it's probably, let's see, man, that thing's 15 degrees anyway. It's twisted pretty good, but it's opening up. It's opening that up, right? Where's my finger? Right in there. I don't think that's spread too far to get the plate, so I have to twist it around. I'll use the forklift, and I'll screw a board on there to lift it. All right, we'll see if that's enough. I've got that screwed there, pressed down, and I pulled that over the top and blocked it twice, so there's a little bit of twist on there. It may be enough to let me get those bolts in. That was a tip from the guy during the pre-purchase or the pre-order meeting. Great tip. That's to set the purlins on. These 3 intermediate ones get 2 for each one because the purlins break there, but all the gable ones only get 1 at each location because the purlins can lever over to the outside to create the overhang. I'm also going to put probably nails on the front and back one where I don't have girts to help hold those up when I get to those. Hopefully they won't be too much in the way. But the mission for the rest of the day and part of tomorrow is to get all this ready to lift. I've got, I kind of made an error. After I laid out all the, I went and shot all the locations. I wrote everything down, all the, basically a map of all the locations of, the plus or minus from the 0 point that they were. And I have not found the paper again yet. So I don't know if I'm gonna end up having to shoot it all over again or what's gonna happen. Maybe I can find the paper between now and then, but we'll figure it out. Mostly because it's all covered up by plate now and where these brackets are. There. That'll work for a lift. That's just to kind of big hinge right here on those plates. And that should initially help get it up. All right, I had one U-joint right behind the transfer case on the back drive line that has a broken zerk in it, and it wouldn't, the little nipples, top of the balls broke out of it, and it wouldn't take grease, so I'll have to swap that out and see next time I get it home. I don't think it's going anywhere right now, so anyway, that's that. Let's get to work. All right, at this point it's Tuesday. I got a crane scheduled for Friday, mid-morning, and I'm just gonna run around the rest of the day. Well, I got several things going. I'm gonna set up the first temporary braces, or the bigger floor braces. The trick when you get these stood up and placed in the brackets and standing up is a long enough brace to do enough, provide enough support up high enough. So what I'm going to do is I'll bring some longer legs from home, pull one of these out, and then put a big washer on the other side of this, run the whole thing back into that hole. And that way these ones, I'll put a temporary screw in it down there. These ones will sort of dangle. Once the thing's up, I'll bring a form liner from home and add it to another 12-footer, and then we'll lap them in the middle and just screw it together with these big 4-inch screws. And that'll provide the first, the top of it. Once the thing goes up, the top of the brace will already be bolted in, secure enough. It'll be tight enough that we can still pivot it out. But anyway, that'll be that for these four, for the two gable ends. And then those middle ones will brace with either girts on the wall, temporary, or a purlin up high, a temporary 2x6 in place of a 4x6 purlin. So anyway, that'll be solved today. I'm going to go around and deal with all the zero lines and reshoot, or I still haven't found my paper yet, reshoot or see if I can expose. Some of them I wrote on the outside of the foundation. So we'll get those all worked out, trimmed up, and ready to set. And then I'll probably fill out the day bolting together some of the lean-tos pieces. I know I want to move all that because I got to go pick up a boom lift, and so I'll probably remove those and start a pile of lean-to inner and outer lean-to pieces away from where the crane sits. The crane's going to sit right off this corner over here, 40-ton machine. I think it'll go 3,000 pounds at 75-foot radius, so that's no problem for him to hit any of that, because I think I calculated these at about 2,200 pounds. I'll redo it, and then I added some wood, or the 2x6, and so that's probably right around 3,000. In any case, for the back one, I think all the first four we can do from here, from one set there. It'll be operator preference if he wants my crane swung out of the way or directed. I don't care either way. I can spin it around and set the brake so it doesn't move back. Those ones will be no problem. They're not much weight at all, and frankly I probably could set those with my crane, but he's going to be here and it'll make it simpler and safer. The boom lift will be here to put purlins on top, and that'll be that. We'll just keep up with you as we go along. Oh no, don't do it, don't do it. Yeah, so I'll almost certainly be back to work on the lean-to frames before the crane gets here on Friday. I've got somewhere to be tomorrow. I can either be there tomorrow or Thursday. But I wanted to get it out of the way just in case something does come up and I got to show up at the same time the crane does. At least that work will be out of the way and I can proceed with the setup. All right, I'm going to cover that up, clean up a little bit, and go do some fab work. All right, I stopped over to a friend's house to pick up his, pick up and borrow his boom lift. I'm gonna grab this thing, take it up to that barn for the crane on Friday. Just a beautiful place here. And I don't know if it's showing up, but there's some pretty bad tire marking, and all I really did was just drive in and stop. Just kind of hoping to be able to run this thing around up here, but I don't want to clean up tire marks for a week afterwards. So I'm thinking I'm probably just going to move it back out and set it out in the alley here. Try to reach up for each bend. I can just drive down there, and we'll get the rat runs on the top that way. The other thing I could do is throw a couple of, I may do that. I may put down a couple of 2x6s to drive it on, and as long as we stay straight forward and backwards and just leave it on this side, that will make that part simpler. I'm gonna have to do something else. I'm gonna have to adjust here because I was gonna run that in to unhook the straps from each side, and now that kind of fouls that. Well, one more thing to think about between now and tomorrow. All right, so I'm just looking for get some 2x6 out. The 4x6 is all purlins. I thought I could go a little further with what I had, but I'm gonna have to dig that one out and put this stuff back. Not optimum, but whatever. All right, let's see. We got 2x6 12 footers, 126 of them. And then we got SYP for Southern Yellow Pine KD. Over there, I've got Southern Yellow Pine, no KD. I don't know. I got to go look and see if there's some notation between one version or another for location on the building. It'd be just my luck there was, and I'd put it in the wrong spot. Oh, darn it. Come on. All right, we might not need those two, but we'll have them if we do need them. He went up before we were ready. pretty much tailed the way the wind's been going all day, so we'll just leave it there for the weekend. It can move if it needs to.